Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to review a show, 91 Days, that I've probably watched about 2 weeks ago, and honestly I ended up really liking it. So I felt like, making a review. I started off the channel with probably my favorite series as of currently, Psycho-Pass. If you haven't seen that review, or you're interested, yeah, just check it out. I love seeing the views. Thanks for watching, guys. And thanks for clicking on, of course, to support me. The best thing you can do is like the video, comment, watch through the whole thing, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Of course, I don't like to beg, but you kind of need to do it. With that being said, it's time to review 91 Days. So if you have not seen the show and decided to click on this video, I'll give you the brief synopsis that pretty much our main character, Angelo, was in a pretty nice place, nice living situation, had siblings and, a nice loving mother and father, but then tragedy strikes as mafia members end up going after the father to collect on some money, and pretty much his family gets ping, you get what I'm saying. So he runs, he's able to escape with his life. Things start to change around for him, that he gets a letter from someone that knows about the situation and pretty much gives a list of the exact names of the people who committed the crime, and thought that this person may want to take revenge for their family, since it pretty much ruined him. So the concept of the show is he is going to try to build up with them to try and kill them. That's pretty much the plot, a nice little summary of it. I'll keep the similar structure from my last review, where I go over the start and the very end, because I think those are very key, important moments, just like I said. So I think the first episode of this show is honestly done very well. Of course, what I explained in the synopsis is pretty much what takes up the first, I would say, 1/4, 2/3 of the first episode. Then we get introduced to the character's best friend, which we already kind of knew about from the intro. The fact that Cordio is amazing at making moonshine is very important for the fact that Angelo will be able to get in, sell, and talk to these people, or be close to them so he can kill them. I think the execution of the first episode is actually really good. There's nice action towards the end of it, so I do actually get to see a little bit of fighting. It's a very calmer scene compared to most where the action is. Of course, things ramp up as mafia ramps up within the show, where power just becomes way more crazy, and the fights and feuds between families become more insane, where it's just this very simple interaction within this one place, but it connects all the characters that need to be connected within the first episode, so you immediately see how he's going to be able to make his connections. First episode's actually done really amazing. First episode rating, it is actually quality 10 out of 10. It keeps it engaged the whole time. It explains a lot of what needs to be explained to keep the interest. It does generally everything perfectly. Now, talking about the end of the show, I think the end is very weak in my opinion. Of course, I keep these spoiler free, so I can't really go into that much detail and say, oh yes, this event happened and I did not like that. So I'll keep it in a spoiler free manner, that generally a lot of the emotion was kind of dead within the last episode. It was very weak. There's not that crazy of dialogue. It was a very, very calm episode. And, it ends, the exact ending itself, if I just say it out loud, it sounds fine, but how it's done, it was done in such a dull way in my opinion, and the show had done so well at doing certain points of having very strong interactions between characters, not even through dialogue, but just showing expressions on the face. Angelo, the main character, is a very expressional character, and you were able to see his face twist. You could see in his eyes there was a good dramatic telling that, oh, he's with this character that he wants to kill and he's just acting cool, but us, we know that he's going to try and kill this person. They do those moments so well, and this last episode has nothing. There's just a lot of absence within this very last episode, a lot of the big beef of the show. I think the episode before the last one was a really good episode, but when it came to this final 20 minutes of the show, it was really not that great. How it ended in particular, if they just done the moments a little bit stronger, if the dialogue was just better, if they did way more explaining. I think this last episode was very weak of the show, but I'll be honest, the rest of it, the other 11 episodes of the show were really good. But I did definitely have to dock a good amount of points from the show, just because the ending, in my opinion, was honestly kind of bad. So going on about characters, of course I like to go over generally villains, main characters, and anyone else important. So, of course, the main character we follow, as I said, Angelo. He's not the most interesting character, but you definitely get behind the reasons, and he's a very interesting character to follow, at least. He doesn't talk too much, he's a very dull. He's like that shy character, which usually does better as a side character, just that shy person. Usually you want to see the protagonist maybe a little bit more active in what they do, but I think him not talking, nice silence to him, it definitely gave more power when he was talking, because you knew he was a very serious, focused person throughout the whole show. He's not a character who gives any levity within scenes of, oh, everything's nice and charming. He's a character that's very stern, and you know it. He's very smart, not the most amazing character, but he serves his purpose well. Also, going on villains, generally everyone is kind of evil. We are following the mafia through all of this, so there's generally not really an evil side, and if I were to concentrate on evils and explain them, it would kind of be to the point of spoilers. We follow different people throughout the whole thing. We have Vongo as one of the family members. We have this other fat dude who's in the story, and then we have generally the people who are on the list that he's trying to hit. The person he ends up mainly following is this person named Nero, which is the person on the banner of this show. So those are generally all the characters. Nero has a lot of family that does get involved, and if they are against these characters, it really depends on the point in time and which episode you're on. But I do have one more character to talk about, that character that must be of note. Cortio is amazing for this story. If Cortio did not exist, I wouldn't have liked this show. And that's a weird thing to say, but when Cortio was a part of the plot, everything was so important. He's this the best friend character to our main character, so he pretty much is helping with the plan of, you know, main character going and murdering these people, and he's along for the ride. He doesn't have to get involved too much. He's just involved in making the moonshine recipe, where he has this alcohol called Lawless Heaven, I'm pretty sure is the name, and he's important in making that, so it becomes a little bit of a tug-of-war point, because this alcohol you make, it's a unique recipe and everyone wants it, so it's a big thing on sale. Pretty much whoever has this character is going to have very good business, so of course there's a lot of fights for him. Since he's with this, our main character pretty much just follows him around. If the main character is sided with someone, he's going to be sided there too. So he is crucial in literally having this character, Angelo, just be important, and every powerful scene happens with him, and definitely the most powerful scene in this show, I think probably the best moment, revolved around him, so he was very important to the plot, and I really liked this character. He was actually done very well. He was also a very timid character, but he actually grew so much as a character. It was very impressive. Really liked it. I don't know, sometimes it becomes speechless. He was a very good character. The last thing is this show entertaining? Of course, I think that's probably the most important point. As I said last time, you know, whatever entertains you, it's good, right? If you're happy watching it, if you like watching it, I don't blame you for it. So did this show entertain me? And was the pacing of the show good? Was there moments that dragged on too long, or moments that should have been pulled a little bit longer? For our 12 episode show, I think pacing's done pretty well. Again, that last episode I did say the ending was bad, and one of the reasons it was bad, it was really not entertaining in my opinion. That 20 minutes felt like 40, to be honest. It wasn't that great. That's just my opinion. I don't know how others feel, because I think some people say it has a good ending. I'm just not on board with them. So I do have to say that there was very significant moments in the show that I actually kind of wanted to see them go on a little bit longer. Things that could have been way more impactful, that would stay with us. And then I don't think anything should have been shortened. I don't think there was a point where I'm like, yeah, that took a little bit too long. Again, it's a short show, so it's like very simple. You know, you're not going to be staying there at the screen too long if you want to watch this whole show. So I don't think there was any moment that needed to be shortened, but I think there was a moment or two that actually need a little bit longer length to really help sink in at a certain point. But that's my thoughts on the show. Of course, if you agree, disagree, please tell me what you review. Review by review. Did I do it well? I'm not trying to just go with a public opinion. I like to have my own opinion. But please explain all your thoughts. I like reading the comments. If you have any suggestions for shows for me to watch, please go do so. Stuff like this, I'm probably on board with. I honestly really liked it. I did think that last episode was a big point that knocked the show a bit down on my radar for me. But those other episodes were really good, and if we removed that last episode, I would have bumped this show up in my rating a whole lot more. But that's my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, if you made it this far, you probably want to, like, subscribe, comment, and all that. Thanks for supporting me. Just watching the video is enough. But, if you do want anything more, I love you even more. Thank you for watching. Next review, hopefully in another week from this video. Guess that's a rough schedule. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked and enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.